So there's a big controversy going on right now with America and Canada. And no, it's not about Trump tweeting out jokes about taking over Canada and making it a 51st state, which I thought that was actually funny that he said that. Canadians weren't too thrilled about it, though.
When you take away that artificial line that looks like it was done with a ruler, and that's what it was. Some guy sat there years ago and they said, rah.
So as you may know, America is a powerhouse economy compared to Canada. So America can do whatever they want, pretty much, and Canada really can't do much about it. They have to pretty much just nod their heads and say, yeah, okay, yeah, we have to pay a little more in tariffs, but we pretty much can't do anything about it, so we're just gonna have to do it. But Canada did something that they should not have done. Ontario and Canada, one of the provinces, it's like a powerhouse of the economy there. They ran a deceptive ad targeting Trump at the World Series out of all places. It was a state approved, not state, province, I'm sorry, I'm saying state, government ad. And it was pretty much attacking Trump, making him look bad, making it look like, oh, everybody's going to suffer because of these tariffs, which is not true at all. Canadians might suffer a little bit, but you all need to figure that out. You're a sovereign country. Go ahead and figure out how to make more money. And when Trump got a whiff of this, he wasn't too thrilled about it, and he said he's going to cut off the trade deal with Canada. So I want to show you guys this ad and kind of break it down of what the misperception of this ad was. They used Ronald Reagan clips, and they pretty much cut it to make it seem like Ronald Reagan was disagreeing with Trump, to make Trump look bad, pretty much, which is not good because you are literally in the middle of a trade deal with a country that you have no leverage on. It wasn't very smart on their part to do this.
When someone says, let's impose tariffs on foreign imports, it looks like they're doing the patriotic thing by protecting American products and jobs. And sometimes for a short while it works, but only for a short time. But over the long run, such trade barriers hurt every American worker and consumer. High tariffs inevitably lead to retaliation by foreign countries and the triggering of fierce trade wars. Then the worst happens. Markets shrink and collapse, businesses and industries shut down, and millions of people lose their jobs. Throughout the world, there's a growing realization that the way to prosperity for all nations is rejecting protectionist legislation and promoting fair and free competition. America's jobs and growth are at stake.
I think DEI is working at its finest right here. I could have came up with a better video clip to put them together to make it sound smoother. If you listen to this, you can clearly tell it was cut. Like you can hear the cuts, like the hard cuts. So whoever made this video isn't very good at their job. So this is the part that they put in the ad right here. And let's go ahead and see the full context of this part, because this whole speech is like 10 minutes long.
You see, at first, when someone says, let's impose tariffs on foreign imports, it looks like they're doing the patriotic thing by protecting American products and jobs. And sometimes for a short while it works, but only for a short time.
So this is where they cut it off and added that 52-second clip from the beginning of this video. So it made it seem like he was against tariffs, but in actuality, this is what he said after that.
What eventually occurs is, first, homegrown industries start relying on government protection in the form of high tariffs. They stop competing and stop making the innovative management and technological changes they need to succeed in world markets. And then, while all this is going on, something even worse occurs. High tariffs inevitably lead to retaliation by foreign countries and the triggering of fierce trade wars. The result is more and more tariffs, higher and higher trade barriers, and less competition.
And then it goes on, they completely cut it out. There's like another 3 minutes of him even talking about it, and on the ad, they cut like towards the end, like he was done. Like that's all he said, which is wildly misperceptive, and it's crazy. And it's like, you can see why Trump's mad. I literally showed you the original clip, and it's completely different than what the ad said. It's like night and day. It's crazy. So I took the transcript of the video, plugged it into ChatGPT, asked it what parts were they cutting out of the video. So if you can see right here that the first part, let's impose tariffs on foreign imports, it looks like they are doing the patriotic thing by protecting American products and jobs. The next part, you know, it's continuing, but look when you look right here. Uh-oh. Huh. How does it go from 252 to 48 seconds? So clearly They put this into the ad to be have a misperception of what Ronald Reagan said. He was a big tariff guy. Trump is running off of what Ronald Reagan was doing. And Canada was kind of like, no, that's not what Reagan says, guys. Trump is lying about this. So, and then if you keep on going down, 3, huh? It went from 2 and hopped over to 3. And you keep on going down. And it's pretty much they cut off pretty much what, like 30 seconds and inserted this clip. And it made it seem like, if you listen to the commercial, it seems like Ronald Reagan was against tariffs. And it's really crazy in itself that you are in the middle of a trade deal with America, and Trump is out there saying that he's running off of what Ronald Reagan said, and you take the video and made it look like Trump was lying. This is why Trump is pissed, and this is why they are wanting to cut ties with Canada. So just think of it like this. There are two companies that are negotiating with each other, right? One company is America. The other company is Canada. And obviously, like, the CEO would be Trump, and the CEO would be Carney. They are negotiating with a deal. America has more leverage over Canada. If you are a company that has more leverage over other company, you're going to get the better end of the deal. And obviously, as you can imagine, Canada's not too thrilled with that because they have to pay more, and that'll affect their economy drastically. But let's just say one of the executive managers of that company comes out and says something about Trump, the CEO. If you are negotiating with a company about a deal, and you're about to make a deal, and then one of your executives just blatantly comes out with, like, let's say, a tweet or a video, right? Talking a lot of crap about the CEO, saying, oh, he's treating us unfairly, and blah, blah, blah. That company's going to cut you off quickly. The deal would be over. That's the situation that's going on right now. It's not necessarily the prime minister coming out and talking mess about Trump. It is like the higher ups. It is Ontario, and Ontario is like one of the biggest trade spots in Canada. So in business terms, it's not very smart to do that. And obviously Trump is not too thrilled with this. And this is the tweet that Donald Trump posted after this ad was released. Pretty much cutting off ties with Canada, saying, hey, we're not going to have this deal no more. And even the Ronald Reagan Foundation made a statement, that keeps all the Ronald Reagan records, and they said this is false. This is not true. It is photo editing. They even saying it's AI. It sounds AI. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. That's why it sounds so lazy and cut up. Like I said, they should have hired somebody. They should have hired me to do it. I would have done it. Took the freaking $500,000 they probably paid to do it. But I'm just joking. I want to do that to Trump. But so this is what it says right here and everything. And yeah, Trump is going to cut them off. They lied, and it's not very good.
Well, it's a crooked ad. I heard he's airing it. Canada, that's why I pulled everything. With Canada, they did a crooked ad. They knew it was Ronald Reagan loved tariffs. What they did is really dishonest. And I heard they were pulling the ad. I didn't know they were putting it on a little bit more. They could have pulled it tonight. Well, that's dirty playing, but I can play dirtier than they can, Well, it's a crooked ad.
It was just very stupid on the part to do this. I'm sorry. That was a dumb move. Why on earth would you do that to somebody that has leverage on you? A lot of other countries are actually saying, okay, we'll pay the tariffs. Just don't cut us off. Canada is really bold.
What's your view on what Canada needs to do to get things back on track?
Well, Canada lied. I mean, what they did was terrible. They made up a fake statement by President Reagan. Reagan was a big supporter of tariffs when needed. And we need tariffs for national security. And they totally turned it around because they're getting hurt by tariffs and we're gaining by tariffs. They've used tariffs on us when we had different presidents very successfully, and they've taken a lot of money out of our country, and now we're taking it all back. And so they went out and they made a fake commercial. The Reagan Foundation went crazy when they saw it because it was, the opposite. It was the opposite of what Ronald Reagan liked tariffs, and when necessary, he would use tariffs. We're in very good shape with that. But they took a commercial saying the exact opposite, Canada. And so I'm very disappointed in Canada. They lied. I mean, it was a fraud what they did. Really, I don't think there's much they can do. I just assume leave it the way it is.
So pretty much, I don't know why Canada would do something like this. It's very crazy that they would even imagine doing something like this, especially to somebody like Trump, who literally almost got assassinated throughout the election, and the news is after him 24/7. Why would you even think about lying about this man at all? It's just crazy that somebody even thought about doing this. Why would you do this to Trump? Why would you do this to a country that has leverage over you? And it's very stupid in itself. I think it's just because there's a lot of stupid liberals over in Canada running the country, and they think that they actually have leverage over America. They're so delusional, like the liberals here. They're very delusional, and they think they have leverage over Trump, and they're about to find out. Sorry if you're a Canadian and live over there. It's going to suck for you guys if this trade deal doesn't straighten out. But I'm pretty sure something will happen and a deal will be struck eventually. Everything will straighten out. But it's just crazy that this happened. And I'm pretty sure that whoever made that video and approved it is going to be fired, because you're going to affect the whole entire country with an ad. But how liberals run nowadays, you can mess up completely, have a huge scandal, and still be in power for some reason. But what do you guys think about this video? Go ahead and like this video. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel if you're new. Go ahead and hype this up. Let people know about how delusional Canada is. And I'll see you guys in the next video.